Hey guys, it's Greg, and welcome back to the 5th ever episode of the Creative Building World. And this is a super new series that I'm working on, and this series is similar to a survival let's play, but instead we're doing it in creative mode. And that way, we could focus on the building side of Minecraft, and we could build some really unique and detailed buildings. And we could do that since we don't have to worry about gathering the materials. Now, so far I've been building out a large castle design, and we're still working on the entrance gates, as this castle is going to cover a lot of land. And in the last episode, we started building bridges. Now, today we're going to work on the marina side of the castle walls. Now, first up, we could add in the larger castle tower designs. And from here, we could tweak it to fit the space. And we could start to make these towers and this wall section on a diagonal. And in fact, this entire marketplace area is going to be built on a diagonal. And that will make it a little bit more challenging, as I'll be building a couple archways, and building in general, just the whole market square on a diagonal will be a little bit more challenging. But we'll make it work. Now, since we're going to build a large boat dock and marina, it makes sense to have this marketplace right near the boats, as in theory, they'll unload all the goods, and that way the villagers won't have to carry the goods that far to the potential marketplace. Now, this next tower design on the other side is the same as the left side, and from here we could build up the walls. And these walls will be on a diagonal as well. Now, when I originally laid out this outline, I knew these gray concrete marks on the ground would leave us a pretty good market size area to work with. And since this is a large area, I don't want to keep using stone bricks and cracked stone brick blocks, as we already have a lot of that. And that's why I started changing up the floor a little bit. And the floor was made with terracotta. Now this marketplace will have an open top, but it will still have walls on the sides. So since this is an open market design, that's why I ended up choosing a softer terracotta material. Then after that, I ended up adding in dark stripped oak logs for pillars. And again, I wanted to break up the stone pattern by using different materials. Now next we could work on the back side, and back here I'm going to add in a stone archway. And the stone mossy block is a block I don't really use too much, but I think I'll start using it more in some of my future tutorials, as I kind of like this block. Now, once I had the stone archway completed, I transferred the same exact pattern to the front opening. In this way, it'll allow villagers to pass through from the water side all the way to the back. And towards the water, again, there'll be docks and ships parked out here in the future. So we'll need some sort of access doorway. Then after that, I ended up making a pathway, and I used a number of different blocks for this pathway. Now, I kept building up the walls, and there's a whole range of materials I used for the exterior of these walls, such as dark oak logs, stripped logs, gray concrete, cobblestone blocks, stone brick blocks, cobblestone wall sections, lanterns, iron trap doors, and there's even more materials that I used than this, but that's just a few, if I had to name some. Then I transferred some of the design to the back. And by keeping the same front and back design, it keeps the building a little bit more symmetrical. Now, the next thing I worked on was the stone double archway. And these were at the side of the castle walls. And inside this section of the wall, I'll add in shops and other little buildings. But I mainly wanted to focus on the exterior of the market today. So we'll do that in another episode. Also, as a design tip, I kept using spruce trapdoors around the dark oak logs. And this gives the castle a very rustic look, especially for older castle theme builds just like this one. Now, once the main walls and gates were constructed, I could actually start work on the interior of the open market. And this is what I enjoyed the most for this building session. Now, one of the first things I did for the interior of the market was the umbrella looking objects. And these will help give a little bit of shade. Now, one of the things I constructed next was stalls. And we could build stalls for food and other goods, or any other materials that players might need to acquire. Now, one of the first ones I made was a bread stand. Then after that, we made a veggie stand, and I added in wheat, carrots, apples, beets, and so on. Also, I noticed I wanted to add in some light strands along the top of the market, and I made these out of iron bars and wooden columns. And I think this gives the market a warm and an overall inviting look. Also, towards the back of the market, I built another stand, and this was a fireworks stand. And on the other side of that, I built a watermelon and pumpkin stand area. Now, in the very center of the market, it looked a little bare, so I added in a potion stand, and I kind of made this look like a kiosk, where you could access it from all sides. And then beyond that, I ended up making a wood stand as well. And I guess this is where the players could buy planks, slabs, and other materials. Now, what do you guys think of this market? And I built this market really quick, as I had limited time to make this episode. But which of the stands inside the market was your favorite? And if I had to add another stand in, which one would you add in? And this could be good information for the next market we build. Now, I'd like to also take some time and thank you for the support of this new series. And all that support for these videos is what makes me keep making new ones. Otherwise, I would just discontinue it and start a different series. Or just keep sticking with build tutorials. But let me know, should I keep making these creative building series videos? Or would you rather see other kinds of content? But if you did like this video, make sure to give it a like, as it really helps this new series out. Now, with that being said, that's going to wrap up today's episode, and I'll catch you in the next one. Later, guys.